Welcome to you, chess friends. I'm Mr. Badbeat, and I'm going to stream some rapid chess today. This is my first time streaming at chess.com. I still not joined to the chess.com streamers. Later, I hopefully will. I hope you will enjoy it and learn a lot. And I hope I will find an opponent. Yes, I got it. Okay, maybe I did not play rapid chess until this time. So that's why probably I have no rating here, but no problem. So this is a kind of French variation, the advanced French. I quite like this variation with black. Actually, later, a lot of times, this d4 pawn will be a huge target, and yes, I prefer here bishop to d7 move. Queen to b6, knight to h6 is also possible, but this is my favorite move here. Now bishop e2 is the main continuation. He played knight to a3, which is a strange move actually. Not a usual move. Okay, I'm not in a hurry. I just put my rook to a better place. I don't think I really should worry of knight to b5 and knight to d6. This is not so frightening. Yes, he made the d4 pawn stronger. So yes, this way white gains some space advantage, but in exchange black will have a long-term target on d4. So in this type of positions, the exchanges helps me for sure. Now I'm thinking about just to take on d4 and knight to b4 probably, exchanging a piece, and after, if he takes, I take back with the check, bishop to d2, queen to a5, and then just simply develop. Yes, for this reason, now I don't fear that queen to b6 will be a really useful move, because d4 is well protected. He won't have any problem on b2. Now this is surprising again, that he took with knight. Now I'm thinking about f6, which is a pretty standard continuation at this type of positions, just to break in the center. But what happens if I just try to do it with my original plan, with knight takes on d4, c takes d4, bishop b4, bishop d2, queen to a5. It's quite the same. But I actually like here playing f6. Hi, piece of shit. Okay, now he gave me the opportunity to change my mind. And yes, I would like to get this pawn on e5. Now it's another interesting question, how to take back. Taking back with pawn and make the center stronger. Taking back with bishop, which is quite a normal continuation. Okay, I like taking back with bishop. The bishop is a good piece here. Actually, the only problem can be that later my e6 pawn can be weak. That was the reason I don't want it to take with bishop. Now I just develop. Yes, now he's threatening to take on f6, and then my pawn on e6 will be hanging. So yes, maybe for this reason bishop takes on c6 was not the best idea. Yes, not easy. Not easy, but probably I just play queen to d7. And if he takes on f6, I will probably take back with pawn to prevent knight to g5. Oh no, it seems I blundered. Wow, what a move. Wow, it seems I just simply blundered. Actually, now if I move with my bishop, he just plays b5 and captures my bishop on c6. I don't know how to make some activity or some counterplay. Not an easy task now. Okay, never mind. My position is just simply bad, simply losing. So I just try to I just try to complicate the position to help him blunder. Oh no, my e6 is hanging too. But okay, I can still try bishop takes on f3, but it's nothing actually. It's surprising that he did not take back the piece. I don't really understand why. This way I probably get some chances, but maybe my position is hopeless anyway. Okay, my position seems completely losing. After queen takes f6 and bishop g5, I don't see how can I prevent the threats on e7. Bad news actually. It seems I cannot protect the e7 anymore, so maybe I just resign here. Because after queen d7 he takes on f6, and I cannot take on f5 because of checkmate on e7. I see if I have any more chance, but I think I have no. Okay, fine. Thank you for the game. Oh, he had the rating. Okay, just chess.com does not show me the ratings. Okay, no problem. Yes, now after all, I was not sure about taking back on c6 with the bishop, and I was not sure if I should play f6 or not. So it's now we are entering to a Caro-Kann variation, and okay, I'm not the specialist of the Caro-Kann, but I'm sure that everybody plays here h6. Maybe this weakens the squares, but okay, if I play knight to f3, he will play knight to d7 to prevent knight to e5. If I play bishop to e2 to attack on h5, he will play knight to f6, for sure. But what about playing some knight to e2 or knight to h3 with the idea of knight to f4? Whichever, this is a huge threat to take on g6, and a huge threat to take on h5 too. So yes, now I should just decide which is better, but probably doesn't matter actually. Okay, I play knight to h3, keeping the bishop's diagonal opened. Maybe it's still not the most important, but why not? So yes, so this h5 will be a huge difference than if the pawn is on h6. Now it is really important, and now I feel I'm already better here after knight to f3, knight to f4. e5, sacrificing a pawn can be a question, but if I just simply take, I win a pawn. He can take on d1 with the queen. I just take back, and I will still have knight to f4, which will be really unpleasant that way too. Now I just... Okay, I can even play bishop to d2, but I can play c3. What is his idea? I don't know. I don't know. Yes, maybe he's... If I play c3, he wants to play e5 to prevent knight to f4. Okay, let's play bishop d2, and I don't really worry if he plays queen to b6. I think I will simply continue with knight to f4. If he let me to take on g6, that would be a huge surprise, and this should be really bad for him. Even he takes on b2 or d4 with the queen. Yes, I don't think that he can let me to take on g6. So he probably plays bishop to h7, and I'm still not sure. Okay. Now I just take here. And I get the pair of bishops, which will be really strong here. His development is... So he did not develop yet. And I get the pair of bishops, which will be really important. And his king's position is also very problematic here. It can be a small question what to play if he gives a check on e5 with the queen. Yes, he gave the check, and I don't want my bishop to get pinned after bishop to e3, but I don't want to change the queens too. And also I don't want to move back with my knight, and I also don't want to close my bishop's diagonal. So in the view of them, I will just simply play king to f1. And I don't care about castling. My king is really safe. He cannot attack it. And also I will be able to activate my pieces later with rook to e1 and probably rook to h3 and use it in the third rank. And he still has the problem with g6. And yes, after the opening he made about how much? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 moves with his queen. So it should be bad. definitely it definitely should be bad. Okay, now knight e4 is not the same. It's coming to tempo, bringing my piece to a better place, and also free makes my rook free after rook to h3 and rook g3 or rook to e3, actually rook to f3. Everything is possible. I have a lot of good opportunities here. And now I think I just play knight to g5. This was my original plan, but knight c5 is also interesting. Okay, what about knight to g5? I like this move, and if he plays queen to d6, I will play queen to f3 probably. At these positions, the biggest problem for me that almost every move seems really good, and it is hard to choose the best one. Now I just play queen to f3, and if he plays knight to f6, then g6 is gonna hang, and then knight to f7. Yes, this was still a possible way to protect the threat on f7. Yes, the problem that I also cannot see the my opponent's rating. I don't know. For the next stream, I will solve this problem. Now I think I just bring a new piece into the action, and now I'm threatening to play rook to e6 and then bishop to g6. But also knight to e6 is now a really interesting move, because knight e6 blocks the king away to d8 and c7, and also threatens to give a checkmate on g6 with the bishop. And also knight to e6 and bishop f4 is gonna threaten. After knight e6, a question is knight to e5, attacking my queen, and also threaten to take my queen. If I don't see anything better, then I will play rook to e6. But knight e6, knight e5, is there anything there? Should be good somehow. Okay, I just play rook to e6. This should be fine. I'm completely sure. I could probably start with bishop f4, now I realize that. And after bishop to f4, knight to e6, and there is no knight e5 there. And also after bishop to f4, yes, after bishop to f4, the only protection is pawn to e5. So yes, maybe this was a better choice actually. Until he's thinking, I tried to magic some rating, but I really don't know. These are the I really don't know actually. Always use focus mode. Okay, I don't find. Finally, he played knight to e5, which is a huge blunder because I just take on d6, and if he takes my queen, I will take on g6 with my bishop, and it will be a checkmate. After knight to f7, bishop takes f7. Yes, he resigned, so my opponent had almost no rating because I just won 1 point. But yes, this is quite disturbing that I don't see the rating of my opponent at this full screen mode. But okay, I promise for the next time I will solve this problem. Okay, so maybe I just leave the full screen mode, and yes, this way I see the rating of my opponent. And okay, let's play again with him. Oh, I don't know. I just have problems with this stupid technique. How to go back? This is the way. Wow, very good. And now I played f4 at the second move, which is a bit surprising. Almost everybody plays d4, but okay, d5 should be fine. And I am thinking now to transpose to a Sicilian variation after c5. Okay, it's not completely the same, but I know that if at the second move e4 c5 knight to c3, their a6 is working, and after a6 b5 my basic plan is just to play e6 and d5 too. And if I play now a6 and then b5, it will be almost the same. And yes, I will play. And I know that this is a better variation for black, or at least equal. After b5, bishop to b7, and just developing normally with bishop e7, knight to f6 probably, and later I can push d4 at any time. Maybe d takes e4 was working when he played knight to c3. Maybe d4 was also okay, but I like playing this way, gaining space on the queen side and preparing a good square for my bad French bishop on b7. But now he took on d5 finally. Yes, it will complicate the position a little bit, but this should be fine for me. He gave down the best center pawn he had. Now he gives a check. I don't care. Oh wow. Wow. Yes, maybe he punished me a little bit because I was just playing a lot of pawn moves and I was not developing. And now if I play bishop to e7, he can probably play queen to e5, and my d5 pawn is gonna hang, and also my g7 is gonna hang. So it's an interesting situation. Actually, I don't want to play knight to e7. I will not play queen to e7. Because after queen to e7, the d5 is hanging. So okay, I'm just simply blind actually. Okay, after queen to e5, knight f6 is working, and with knight f6 I protect the g7 pawn, and also I protect the d5 pawn, and he just turns into a tempo after knight to c6. So yes, this was not good. Now I don't play bishop to b7. I'm still not sure. But maybe yes. Maybe the bishop's best position will be on b7 and use it in the on the big diagonal. But first, I keep important. I think it is important to bring my king to a safe place, and after this, I can finish my development with bishop to b7 and probably knight c6. And we can see that I have a small space advantage on the queen side, or not a small, maybe a quite good space advantage. And also, if he wants to play on the king side, he should play first h3, g4, and f5 and g5. But after, let's see, after f5 or g5, nothing interesting will happen. Evergent, the problem is that on e6 the bishop can just get into trouble after knight to g5, so he can quite easily disturb me, and of course I don't want to change this good bishop for this knight. And also a lot of times if he starts to gain some attack on the king side, maybe with h3, g4, then f5 can be a huge tempo for him. And also at this diagonal, at this g8 a2 diagonal, the bishop is not the most useful piece, so it's doing nothing there actually. But at this diagonal, after d4, this can be a lot more useful. So in long term. So I don't like playing bishop to e6. Yeah, and also after rook e8, this closes my rook's file. Okay, now I just open the bishop's diagonal, and it will be a question how to continue, because knight takes on e4. If he plays knight to e4, which seems logical actually, I can even take on e4, but I can play knight to d5 later to play some knight to e3, and also after knight to d5 he stands into f5, which will open my rook, and also f5 will stop his king side a little bit. And also I have the space advantage here, so I don't really want to make exchanges, because this exchanges just help white's position. Yes, he went out with queen to e2. This could be an interesting plan, to play some queen d7, bishop to d8, and bishop to b6 to improve my bishop. But I can also improve it on the way to play some c4 probably. But I don't know if c4 is necessary here or not. Not an easy question. Okay, I play queen to d7, and my basic idea with this move to connect my rooks, and I'm gonna play f5, and if he moves away with his knight, I will play bishop to f6, and bishop on f6 is a good protecting piece, so it protects the e5 square, and also I would like to play knight to e3 as soon as possible. Now he played knight to g5. His idea should be to play bishop to h3, but I don't see the progress after playing bishop h3, so I don't really worry about it. Okay, I ask his knight, where will he go? He goes back. Okay, now I just play f5. And the right choice seems, if I play f5, to play bishop to h3. So for this reason, maybe I will not play this. Okay, now I just simply go at the queen side. I can probably play later some a5, c3, and b4, which is quite interesting. And at some point I would like to play some knight to e3. This would be really good if it works. Okay, I don't want it to, but I will. I don't have so much time, so I have to be careful. It would be really good if he moves with his knight to f2. Yes, this and this seems really good. Now I can even play bishop to c5 and then knight to e3. And I have to be faster now. And now you can see that this is really good that I played queen to d7 earlier, because if he takes on e8, I could take back with this rook, activate the last piece, and yes. Now I don't see a good square for his knight. I just improved the pressure on the d3 and I prevent it to take on c4 and exchange the queens. I'm not in a hurry to make some knight to d4 probably. Maybe this just helps white's position. Maybe I will just simply win a pawn on d3 if he does nothing. Yes, now you can see it was really good for me that he let me to play knight to e3 earlier. This is also really good. Okay, it's not a problem for me if he takes on b7. I was not in a hurry to take on g2, because if he takes on b7, I will play queen to b7, and now my queen get an active square on b7, and also my rook can attack his queen at any time. This should be easily winning for me. Okay. He cannot take on e3 because of the checkmate on g2. His knight is still out of the game. He cannot activate his king. This position is just simply winning. Okay. Okay, I don't worry about these pawns. I should do it earlier too. He had to play king to v2. Now, yes, now the winning is easier for me. c2, rook d2, queen to c4. Yes. Okay. It was fine. Really good. Okay. Okay, I still have some time. So I can still I can play one or two games, and hopefully next time you can find me at thechess.com too. I will register there, and I will play on that site. Okay, let's see the rating of the opponent first, and okay, he's a 2050 player, quite good opponent. Okay. Well, I don't find the chat actually. Okay, he plays knight to c3, which is interesting move. But knight f3 is unusual here. Bishop f4 and bishop g5 are the most common continuations. Oh, finally I find it. Okay. I don't like these setups for white, because when the knight is on c3, you just the c pawn will just never move, and a lot of times if you just place for example bishop to f4 and knight to d2, then you can make your pawn structure better with some c3 moves, or after e3 you can sometimes play c4, but now you have no opportunity to play that. Okay, I play e6. And another strange move at the beginning. He wants to disturb me in the opening. I don't know if he's playing for e4 or not, but I feel that b6 should be at least okay, because bishop a6 can be a big tempo for me at any time. And also I can just, if he plays e4, I can probably take on e4, knight d7 and play bishop to b7 later. But now of course this move is a real question. Okay, I just gave down my bad bishop. And another question for him, how to take back. After these moves, I think I will not take on e4. I will just play bishop to e7 and keep my center strong. And it seems that my queenside light squares are weak, but he has no piece to gain advantage out of it. So and now I can even take back with knight and then take with queen. It's also possible, but actually I feel this knight on f6 a better knight than this on c3. This is quite a quite bad piece, so I don't think that I should change it. Yes, and now I don't see his development clearly. Maybe he will play some g3, king g2, and yes, one queen move again. So moving a lot with the same pieces at the opening is not recommended actually. I just make my king safe, and then I probably enter to the center with some c5. Now I will not play c5 because he brings a lot of pressure on d5. And after taking on c5, I can have problems on d5. Okay, I just developed with my piece, and I think I will play for some solid c6 and h6, and just improving the position step by step. Maybe I can play rook to e8, but I can also play c6. I can ask him with h6 what is his plan with his bishop. If he gives down his bishop, then the position should be at least okay. Okay, I like playing this solid c6 move, making the center stronger, preventing some queen b5, knight b5 moves, and also if I later play some knight to e4, then the d5 will be protected. Rook to e8, just bringing another piece to a useful square. And yes, I just play queen to c7. This is again a really solid move. I connect my rooks, and if he plays bishop to f4, I can play just simply bishop to d6. And I think the position is about equal now. Yes, now you can see he's improving his c3 knight. So that's why I don't recommend playing this this knight c3 this way. Actually, in other progresses, it can be a useful move, other variations, but after knight to f3, I don't like knight c3. Okay, I just play h6. An idea for him can be to play knight to h4, knight to f5, and also knight to e3, knight to f5, but if I just play some queen to f8, for example, I don't see I will have any problem. But also queen goes back to c7 is also fine. But now finally I will play knight to e4, activating the knight and bringing it to a better place. Yes, I will. And now my position seems slightly better. I play rook to e6, doubling the rooks on the e file. I activating the last piece on a8. If he plays some knight to f5 now, I think I'm just gonna play queen c7. Yes, he is doing the same. And now I'm thinking about to play g6. Well, the black squares won't be a huge problem for me, but now I just prevent to play knight to f5, and later I I can probably play for go for some h5 and h4. And c4 a direct move. First, I think that I will do nothing with this pawn, and if he takes on d5, I will take back with pawn. Okay. I don't want to play knight to f6, because with knight f6 I give him the opportunity to play knight to e5. Now he attacked the d5 pawn. And maybe I just go back with this knight actually. I really don't want to give this e5 square for him so easily. So yes, I just go back. He moved there anyway, wow. But I don't really understand this. I don't understand this. It seems for me that it's just losing a pawn. He had, I'm sure he had better opportunities than this move. Maybe entering to the c file with his rooks and then playing for some rook c6, rook c7. But of course then his king side should be weak. So I will have counterplay for sure. Now I just don't understand what was his idea. Maybe he was thinking about to play some knight to f5 and then take back on e5, but I'm protecting the e5 enough times. Wow. Which is interesting actually is to take with pawn, I take with rook, and he can play their knight to c4. And after knight to c4, if I take with pawn, he can take on e5, and he attacks it in a lot of times, so he will win the exchange there. But if I just take on e2 after knight c4, he takes my queen. I take on e1, and finally he takes my rook, which is an interesting position and should be maybe good for me. But now I'm thinking about the queen takes on e5, which is safer. Does he have anything special after queen takes on e5? I think no, but I have to be careful. Okay. Okay, I prefer this move. Okay, I'm not completely sure about knight c4, but this was safer. Okay, I give this check. This will be interesting because after f3 I will be forced to go back to e5, but I will. But I really want to weaken this e file. Now the only problem can be that knight c2 is possible, but there it should be interesting to take on e1. But why should I take so much risk? I will not. I just simply go back. Bringing the queen to c7 to the opened file. And of course I take with rook. I don't want to take with pawn because this pawn keeps my king safe, keeps the g6 protected. And now it seems I have problems with the connection, but it's solved immediately. Okay. Okay, I don't mind entering to a safe endgame because I don't have so much time. Now this g5 move is really useful. Unless I weaken my king after knight f5, but this probably should be not so dangerous. Now he's threatening to play rook to a7. Now my position is not the easiest. That's bad news for me. Okay, I just try to gain some activity. This is a big problem. This is a really big problem. I blundered this endgame. I actually don't know which was the critical mistake, but I really blundered. He found a really active counterplay, and now the pawns are equal now. Maybe this is a losing endgame for me, probably. That's really bad. He can play now king to d2, and I don't see the continuation. If he stays on the h, yes, this is the biggest problem for me. Yes, after knight f4, maybe I can just simply resign the game. I don't know how could I blunder this game so much. Yes, this is also winning. Okay, I resign. Okay, thank you for watching me. I'm a bit tired. I hope next time I will be in a better form. And see you later. Bye.